Oh. He's such a cuddle bug. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to finally be starting my first YouTube channel. This is something that I've always wanted to do, and I'm really excited to be able to share my life, about my alopecia, about everything I'm going through, my big life changes that are going on. I'm about to move into my first apartment outside of school, and it's such a blessing to be able to move into my dream apartment at the age of 23, and I'm so excited. It has like everything that I want, like floor to ceiling windows, and I'm just really excited to show you guys the process of me decorating that whole entire situation, because I have been shopping for it like consistently these past couple of weeks, and I just know it's about to be fire. But I will show you like where I bought things and how you can get bougie on a budget, because like I said, I'm 23, so I'm just coming out of college. I have like an entry-level position, and I work a 9-to-5. Getting into the video, I'm really excited to finally be sharing about my alopecia. I've had alopecia since I was 16 years old, and I found out when I was 16 because my mom was doing my hair. She was like parting my hair, and she realizes there's a bald spot like the size of like a quarter, and I'm just like, what? Like, she's looking at it like, what's this? What did you use, a product? And I'm like, no, I don't know. Like, she's thinking I used something or pulled out my hair, but it's clean bald. Like, not you like pulled your hair out or something. It's like smooth, like this kind of bald. Like clean bald, like Mr. Clean kind of bald. So she's looking like, what's going on? And I'm just like shook. I'm like, oh my gosh, bald. So I'm like freaking out. I'm like, something must be wrong with me. So we call the dermatologist. At that time I was going to the dermatologist because I had eczema.
You got eczema?
I had eczema, so I went to the dermatologist anyways, but I grew out of my eczema, but back then I already had one because I had eczema. So I went to the dermatologist, and she ended up telling me that she was going to do some tests and see what was going on. She starts doing tests. She comes back with the results that I have alopecia areata, which is basically alopecia where you lose your hair in like a patchier, like you can typically lose all of your hair, but for the most part that goes into like alopecia totalis or alopecia universalis, which is what I have. And alopecia universalis is basically where you cannot grow any hair, you cannot you lose your hair on your eyebrow, like you lose all your body hair. Essentially, you lose all your body hair. So I lost all of my body hair, I lost all of my hair, I lost my eyelashes, I lost my eyebrows, and I am just completely hairless. And you know, I actually do grow a little bit of hair now. I've noticed it's been kind of nuts because I haven't grown hair in a really long time, and all of a sudden like my hair is starting to grow on my head but nothing else. But it does that and then it falls out. But I've been growing hair like pretty much like in patches, like very patchy, very Cynthia Doll tease from Rugrats, very Angelica Cynthia Doll, okay? And that's not what I'm going for. So I pretty much just shave my head, you know, just dealing with like the patchiness, and then I just put a wig on or just go bald, which I don't really care either way. I'm freaking out at this point because my dermatologist is telling me that I have alopecia, I'm going to be starting to lose hair, and I'm like, how much? What do you mean? Like, what do you like, a little bit of hair, or like I'm going to be bald? And she's like, it just differs, and sometimes, you know, people don't grow their hair back after, and I'm thinking like, what? Like,
what? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I'm so shook because at that time, I didn't wear wigs or weaves or anything. I had no experience with any of that. So I would just always wear my my natural hair and put it in a bun or a ponytail or like if I did have it down, it would be like pressed out completely, you know, like the bumped ends that moms give you for back to school pics. I'm trying to bump my ends. My mom was always trying to bump my ends, but yes. So that was the looks that we were going for. That was the look in high school. And I was just kind of like, what am I gonna do? Like, I was so confused as to why this was happening to me, and I just was emotionally a mess. I was crying so much. I wasn't hanging out with my friends. I was like going home and napping a lot. Everyone was like, what is going on with her? Is she okay? And I would just be like knocked out in my room, like taking a nap, and my friends would always be like, oh, she's probably napping. Knowing Kristen, she's probably napping. But that was because I was not happy. On top of that, the treatments for alopecia, they are so, they make you feel kind of hopeless. I started off getting shots in my head, individual shots. She would literally take a long needle and inject me multiple times throughout my head with a needle. She'd have me lay down on the table and she would inject me with something that was supposed to weaken my immune system in order for my hair to grow. I don't want to do any shots. I told her, like, we have to find a different way, because I would get these shots in my head and I would instantly, like, after, I would get a headache and I would just want to go to sleep. And it was just, I was bleeding, like, it was so much. It was just so draining to have to do that after school every other week. It was like every other week, and it was so draining. And I wasn't happy. I didn't see growth. I went about it for like maybe like 3 months, and I just kept losing more and more hair. I started to feel hopeless, and finally, she starts to offer another treatment, which is like a topical cream, and they pretty much tell you to put it over all over your scalp, and it's going to irritate your scalp and make it red and like itchy and maybe kind of flaky, and it's supposed to basically irritate your skin in order for your hair to grow. But I'm like, I don't want my skin irritated either. I don't really want my skin irritated either, though. Like, is there a medium? Is there a way that we can, is there any way I can grow hair without being in pain? I'm just trying to figure it out. So yeah, it was very frustrating, especially as a 16 to 17-year-old girl, losing your hair because everyone puts such an emphasis on hair. I say that because in high school, I say that because when I was in high school, when I first found out that I had alopecia, I had cut my hair really short. I just kept seeing large amounts of hair falling out of my head, and it just made me so emotional that I couldn't do anything about it. And I eventually was just kind of like, all right, I'm just gonna cut my hair, and then I won't see as much, like it'll be shorter hair coming out, and I won't realize as much hair. Like, I won't realize I'm losing that much hair. I cut my hair really, really short, and the next thing you know, I post a picture. I went to the salon, got like a cute little, like kind of like a pixie cut. I was kind of going for like a Megan Good kind of look, and I just remember posting a picture on Twitter and Instagram, and these girls that were in like a grade below me dragged me for filth. They literally quoted the tweet, and they were like, oh, this baby, well, like the baby emoji, they're like, oh, this baby has more hair than she has on her head. And at the time, I was just very like hurt by that. And everyone, of course, after one of them tweeted it, like her whole entire friend group started going at it and like sharing it, and basically it was very embarrassing for me. And I didn't even know the girls. I didn't have a problem with any of the girls from my knowledge. It was just kind of like out of nowhere. Like, I had no idea who these girls even were, and I've never said or done anything to them. So I was just kind of like, okay, thank you for your honesty, I guess. So when I saw that, I'm laughing about it now because I forgave. Like, I have a thing that I forgive people even though when they don't apologize. I just forgive because I don't like to hold on to negativity. It just brings me back, and I just always forgive people even when they don't say they're sorry. And I know that's not really a good thing always because I'm so forgiving, but I just don't like to carry grudges. I don't like to carry hate for anybody. I basically forgave, and it's kind of like a somewhat funny story to me now because I'm confident in my skin, but when I was going through losing my hair at that time, I was going bald, and when they told me that that emoji had more hair and everyone was like laughing and they thought it was funny, I was just kind of like, well, what would they think if I didn't have any hair at all? Like, what would they think if I was bald? And would it still be funny? Like, would you still be laughing? Would you still be laughing at the fact that I lost my hair due to an autoimmune disorder that I can't control? And that's just kind of how that's just kind of how, after that point, because of what happened to me publicly like that and regarding my hair, I was very covered. I always wanted to wear a wig. After that, I basically always wanted to wear a wig. I never wanted to just like shave my head and go bald. And so many times my parents told me, like, you can go bald, you could totally do it. And I just thought, like, no, like, no one would think I'm beautiful, no one would think I'm pretty. I know that beauty is confidence, and if I would have been more confident and maybe was vocal about my alopecia in high school, I wouldn't have been so scared to share for almost like 7 to 8 years. I kept that a secret for so long. I'm 23 and I just came out with the fact that I have alopecia in March. And it wasn't easy to do. It wasn't an easy thing to do. I honestly thought that people would kind of look at me like a freak show, or not think I was as pretty, or not think I was as beautiful. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to be transparent with people. I didn't want to go on dates with someone and then like feel like, oh, you know, I'm bald, like almost kind of like a catfish kind of vibe, like, because some people are that cruel. They'll be like, oh, you're catfishing me, and it's like, okay, well, I still look the same, I'm just bald and I don't really have any control over that. But at the end of the day, you just have to kind of look at it as you can't control it. I'm just so grateful that I'm a different person, and coming out with my alopecia and having all of these people reach out to me really just brings me so much joy and happiness. Like, it just really, the fact that I was so afraid to even tell anyone I had alopecia, let alone reach out to someone else that had alopecia to ask how they're doing it, because I was so terrified. The fact that I'm someone that people are going to ask for advice, to ask how I get through this, because I just wish people would understand that you have to look at the positives about everything in life. You can't always be negative. That's sometimes my problem. I'm an overthinker, and I always think of the negatives that could happen or the negatives that have happened, and then it messes up my positives. Alopecia has a lot of pros. Like, I don't have to buy razors, I don't have to shave, my shower time is much quicker. The downside being, sometimes I don't want to have to wake up and put on false lashes, but it's kind of like what's looked at as the norm. And I love having lashes on. I've always, it was really hard for me to lose certain things, like to lose my eyebrows, to lose my lashes, when that's like right, like it's the first thing when someone looks at your face, it's like they're looking at you, and like they're looking at your eyebrows, they're looking at your eyelashes, they're looking at your lips, they're looking at, you know, your facial features. And to not have eyebrows or eyelashes, it really threw me off. I would draw mine on in college. When I lost my hair, I lost all of my hair when I was a junior in college, and from that point on I was always wearing wigs. Before, in high school, I started wearing weaves, and even then I would still get talked about, because it was like, you know, like, oh my gosh, why does she always have a weave, why does she always have a wig? And people always wanted to know how long my real hair was. And it's like, it was always just someone wanting to know, how long is her real hair? Oh, she always has a wig on. Oh, she always has weave. And it's like, dang, like, let me live. Let me live. I just wasn't ready to talk about it. After dealing what I dealt with the whole entire Twitter situation, for me to tell people I'm bald, it's like, okay, so then what? Now I'm ugly because I'm bald? Like, you guys already pretty much insinuated I wasn't, you know, cute because I didn't have a lot of hair and I looked like this baby emoji. So I didn't know what people really wanted me to do. Like, you wanted me to be honest about it. And I just was very skeptical of coming out with the fact that I had alopecia universalis. And now I'm so proud and I am so open. I'm so honest. Anyone can ask me. Even when someone's like, oh my gosh, I love your wig, I'll be like, oh, I'm actually bald. Like, and they're just like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I'm actually bald. Like, they're like, you do your wigs yourself? I'm like, yeah. I typically, like, I do my wigs myself. I've learned how to do my wigs myself. I've learned how to just do my lashes. I didn't know how to do anything. I wasn't even like great with makeup before alopecia. Alopecia has taught me so much and I'm grateful, because without it, I just don't feel like I would have gotten into makeup that much. I wouldn't have gotten into wigs and weaves. Like, I love some good inches and I like being bald, but I also love having some inches. I like having a nice fierce bob. That's what I'm actually going to be having this week. I have a bob coming on the way actually, and I'm really excited about it because I miss having a straight bob. I had like a wavy kind of bob last week, but this week I'm thinking, you know, straight 12-inch bob. So that's what we're going with. So something literally happened to my camera, but I just wish that people would look at the positives in life more often and understand that there's nothing wrong with being bald. Bald is beautiful. Different is beautiful. Being different is beautiful, and this is clearly kind of different. Yes, sometimes I do feel like a little alien head. Okay, yes, I do sometimes feel like a little alien head. But at the end of the day, God makes no mistakes. I know that he chose me to have alopecia for a reason, and I wanted to make this YouTube channel to reach out to everyone that deals with alopecia, to reach out to anyone that is having a hard time, that needs reassurance that you are beautiful. Just because you're bald does not make you any different than anyone else. You're beautiful in the skin that you're in and different, and that's what makes everyone beautiful in a sense. In some way, some shape, some form, everyone is different, and those differences make everyone beautiful in some type of way. And I just wish that, you know, I know that not a lot of people will view it that way, and there's always going to be people that will troll and say negative things. Like, when I posted my alopecia post, I got a lot of positive comments, but there's that one person that comes in with like, why are y'all gassing her up? She looks like Michael Jordan back, or whatever, you know? Like, know that when I needed support, I didn't know where to turn. I didn't want to make this an emotional video. I didn't want to cry and say the stuff that I've been through. There's been times where I would literally wish for hair for my birthday. Like, I would blow out the candles and wish that my hair would grow back. I can't be sad about a situation forever. I can't beat myself up over something that's already just, I'm just not going to do that. Look, and I know it's hard. When I go out in public bald, I get a lot of stares like I'm from a different universe. It's not even funny. Like, they think I'm like flying around or something. Like, I don't understand. I have gotten through it, and now I love being bald. I literally like shave my head whenever I start to grow a little bit of hair. Like I said, like, it's fun. But that's all I have for you guys today regarding my alopecia video. I'm so glad I finally got to share this with you guys. It's been such a process. Love in the comments, and just leave some recommendations below of what you would like to see next, what kind of videos you would like to see, what you would like me to talk about alopecia wise, what questions I can like answer for you guys. I know I'm very new to this, so it's gonna be interesting, but thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys subscribe and follow me so you can catch up with my life.